Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.
Today we're going to be reacting to Matt Walsh incinerating this transgender psychopath. Let's get right into it.
Hi, Matt. I'm transgender. I'm born and raised here in New Mexico. I have a graduate degree in information technology, marketing, business, and finance. I own my own home. I pay taxes. I have a six-figure job.
It's just like, what are you talking about?
I'm a respected professional in Albuquerque. I'm a mother. My life experience is that I'm an awesome person. I am well-liked. I'm responsible. And I think I'm pretty cool. You touched on something. You said something earlier that for you, when somebody calls you a man, it doesn't faze you because, like, you just know that you're a man. That was interesting to me because I feel the same way about my identity as a woman. My question leading up to this, you've asserted that no one would ever...
Look at this lady right here. She looking like, oh my fucking God, like what is going on?
See me as a woman, that nobody would ever see
when I
or
see
could...
stuff like this, I always think like if people could if you could hear people's thoughts, like what people be thinking, you would be shocked. Because you know there's people in there like I can only imagine what some of these people in this room is thinking. Is like, what the
could see a transgender person as a woman, and yet I have dozens of friends from diverse backgrounds, women from the reservation, a woman from Japan, several immigrant women. I have my coworkers, I have my boss, my VP, my CEO, all respecting me as a woman, my family, my long-term friends who are actually here with me. All of these people assure me.
You see, that's the thing. The fact that they have to assure you, nobody has to tell me I'm a man. Or nobody has to be like, you're a male. Nobody, my homeboy don't call me and be like, yo, you're a male. You're this, you're that. I know what I am. So the fact that somebody got to reassure you every day, constantly keep telling you, you're a man. You definitely a man. Boy, you look so manly today is like, because you're not that. You faking. You're not what you claim to be. That's why they got to keep instilling that shit in you every single day. Keep reminding you, girl, you look like a girl today. Oh, you look so girly. You're not. Damn, bro.
I'm a woman. They'll tell me, girl, like, there is no way you are a man. They see me as a woman. So the question, how can you assert that nobody would ever see me as a woman when my material experience tells me you're wrong?
Okay. It's interesting that that's the part of my talk you chose to ask a question about, because that's not in my talk at all. I don't believe I said that no one would ever see you as a woman. I mean, it's possible, I suppose, that you could fool someone. Now, you brought this up, so I have to tell you that you brought this up. You've put your identity on the table for conversation. And so I'm going to say you wouldn't fool me at all. I mean, I see a man 100%. And I think that most people would. Now, the fact that you have people in your life who are saying to you, oh, you're totally a woman, that's exactly what I'm talking about. No one in my life has ever once said to me, you're totally a man, Matt. You know, if a friend
to say that to you because you just know that you're a man. That's like, what is going on? Why do people got to keep reiterating to you day in and day out that that's what you are?
A friend of mine called me on the phone and said, listen, Matt, I want you to know you're really a man. I would think that there was something wrong with him. I would say, why are you saying that at all? It doesn't make any sense. So the fact that this is a conversation to begin with tells me, it only proves the point that I'm trying to make, that your identity, even in your own mind, is up for, it's something that you need to be assured of. Now, what I would like to ask you, again, because you're standing here, and so you've brought your identity on the table for discussion. So how do you know that you're a woman?
It was first when I heard transgender persons describe their experience in their own words, and this was only about 2 years ago.
One thing though I will say, I'm glad he not getting too. He did in the end, but he kind of like trying to remain level-headed a little bit, because most of them, they don't be trying to hear nothing you trying to say. They will ask you a question and then be screaming and over talking. You was like, motherfucker, you asked me a question. I didn't ask you a question.
Hearing somebody describe things, it was a woman from like England describing her experience, her childhood, her teenage years, and it blew my mind to be listening to her, because it was just some podcast that I was listening to while I was like doing laundry, but it blew my mind to hear somebody so eloquently and precisely describe things that I had experiences
What
that
was
I
the
had
description?
experienced.
What did they say?
Okay, so I am honestly hesitant. I know that you touched earlier about the difficulty that transgender women might have in describing their identity, but I want to state, I honestly don't feel that you would engage in this conversation in good faith.
Then why are
And
you here?
so-
Why did you stand up to talk to me if you don't want to have a conversation? You're saying that you discovered that you're a woman. I'm asking you how you did. That's a very fair
Very
question.
fair and valid question. You know why you can't answer? Because you're a fucking psychopath. Let's keep it real. Anything that's going on that you truly, deeply believe in that much, you're gonna have some type of idea of how did you reach to this stage. You know, if I turn into a woman tomorrow, something happened between today and tomorrow while I turn into a woman. Let's keep it real. It's like this. You don't just wake up one day and just feel like something else. What happened? What made you? What convinced you? What happened in your life that made you say, "I'm ready to be a woman"? I've always felt this way. Something happened. When did you discover this? You can't answer the question. You know why? Because you're full of shit.
Okay.
How do you know that you're a woman?
That's fine. All right. So first of all, listening to transgender people, and it was like, okay, this is a one-off, one person describing these things. Things like looking at yourself in the mirror and not recognizing yourself. Hearing compliments like, you are such an example, like a positive masculine role model. And just hearing that and being like, it feels like they're talking about somebody else. It means feeling alone, even when you're surrounded by guys, even when you have a lot of friends. And I was active in like Boy Scouts. I'm an Eagle Scout. I had great masculine role models my whole life. And yet I never felt like I belonged. I felt welcome and
But
included.
why does that make you a woman?
Because
As opposed to just a man who doesn't get along with some other men, or a man who's depressed, or a man who doesn't feel at home totally in his body, which, by the way, is a pretty universal human experience.
Most
Everybody goes
men go through shit in life. Every man. Once you live in this world that especially these modern times that we live in, you go through a lot of shit. Everybody go through shit. It's days motherfuckers get up and they want to, God knows what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? Just to see the next day. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers go through shit, especially as a man. So I'm not gonna fucking change my whole gender because I don't feel like I get along with dudes or whatever. That's like come on, bro. There's way bigger problems in life than whatever. And that's the thing. These are modern day American motherfuckers living in this privileged ass society, always complaining about some shit. Like, your life is pretty easy compared to a lot of people on the other side of the planet. Like, there's people starving right now. You talking about frivolous things that don't matter. These problems here don't plague most of the world. You know why? Because they got real shit to worry about.
It goes through it at one time and another. So in what way does that make you a woman, though? And it's interesting. You're telling me that you listen to the experiences of other transgender people.
Well, yeah.
But what about women?
So
Because trans women are women, you would say, right?
I would say that, yes.
Exactly the same?
Yes.
Okay, well then why do
Well-
you need to hear the testimony of quote unquote trans women? Like how you pick any actual woman in this room? In what way do you know that you belong in the same category as them?
I know because they tell me. So here was the
You need them to tell you what you are?
women. Yes, I trust the opinions of the women around me.
And if most
it's
women-
incredible. You might try it sometime.
If most women voted and said they don't see you as a woman, would you say I'm not a woman anymore?
If who?
If most women voted and said they don't see you as a woman anymore, would you then relent and say I'm not a woman?
I would say most people on the planet have no idea who I am. I'm going to trust the opinions of the people who've spent their lives with me.
But you are relying on other people to tell you who you are.
Who's the
That's what
people
we're saying.
clapping? Cause they pissing me off. What the fuck are you clapping for? Like he said some, like, oh, he's riveting. He's so riveting. Like he didn't say nothing. He just deflected from the question that he just asked him. He didn't say anything. What do you talk? What? And this is the problem. Sheep-minded motherfuckers like that will just be in the background clapping as if like you just spit some real shit. You just some fly shit. He didn't say anything. The fact that you need a bunch of quote-unquote women that you know and all that to keep instilling this in you that you're a woman, you're just like one of us, is a problem. Because don't no man have to tell me I'm a man. It never had to happen. It never has happened in my whole life. Keep telling me, yo, you a man. You know you a man? You a man. You look real manly today. It's never happened. You know why? Because I'm a fucking man. I know it. The world knows it. Stop.
We're establishing.
For context, I know you like to think. I know you like to say. Everybody's rawing and supporting transgender people, and yet they're still killing themselves, etc. But I'm standing here in a room full of people applauding you and asking questions like, how can I put out legislation here in New Mexico, my home state I grew up in, to try to reverse transgenderism? I'm not safe. And it
How are you not safe? You just said you're standing in a room with people who disagree with you and you're perfectly fine. So how are you not safe? Okay, look, we're going round and round. You don't want to answer any of the questions. Maybe we'll end with this because we're talking about womanhood. So people can probably shout out the question I'm going to ask you right now.
Okay.
But you know that you're a woman.
Yes.
What is that?
Simple.
So gender is a social thing. It only
I don't
makes
want to hear
sense.
that. What is a woman?
No.
What is a
Don't wanna
woman?
hear that typical generic bullshit that all of y'all read from the same handbook. I swear, all these psychos read from the same book and repeat the same bullshit over and over and over and over. Gender is a social construct.
What is a woman?
All type of dumb shit. Do y'all just repeat the same shit you heard from the next psycho? Like, what is going on?
Word
Think for
woman,
yourself.
define in the dictionary. Go.
A woman is somebody who is included and respected and seen and participates in society, recognized by other women. If you speak with women,
Circular definition.
that's mine. Whatever.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, we'll end it right there. Like and subscribe. I'll be back to y'all with another one. People have lost their goddamn mind out here.
Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this.